And we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Funhouse. It's me, your Uncle Fatty, once again. Got my hostess with the mostest, Trista, right there. Say hello.
I don't know. Where's the camera?
Hello.
It's right in front of you.
Oh. You look fabulous.
Wonderful. You look marvelous, darling. And we got our special guests tonight. Joe Stabile, Pam Westervelt.
How are you?
What's going on?
What's
going
happening?
on?
Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Looking
Shit,
forward-
Joe, last time I saw you had to be probably when you and Pam first started going together.
About 8 years.
Yeah,
That's 7, 8 years.
when you were doing something with Lenny, right?
Yes. Yes, we tried to get something together with that. In music, sometimes things don't work out. Nothing personal.
Right.
But we go in different directions, and you know, especially with the COVID thing.
That messed a lot of
That stopped everything.
Everything.
That stopped everything. It was sad to see a lot of my friends that were roadies for a living, even union workers and band members, were losing their homes
right.
over that. And things are back in action, so everybody's back to work and rock and roll.
So now I see you're doing a new project with some of the old Lords guys.
Yeah, that fell into place good. Pete Perina, who was my drummer from Lords of Mercy, and Brandon Sweeney, who I love dearly. These guys, we always kept in touch.
Love to see them back together.
We tried to
That would
get
be great.
we tried to get like a Lords reunion together. Danny's
Right.
involved with Angel,
Right.
a band that he's idolized all those years, and God bless him. I respect and
Of
support
course.
him from being Angel, and they're doing good touring. They're on tour with Ace Frehley. And we tried that, and then a few months back, I got a call from Pete, and Pete originally wanted to do a Creedence Clearwater revival.
That's right. I actually just heard about that.
Yeah, and you know, John Fogerty, one of the voices. So I literally said to Pete, "You can't do this unless you find John Fogerty."
Right.
And it's hard to get someone like that. And about a week or two later, he called me and he said, "What would you feel about an Eddie Money tribute?" And I'm like, "Wait, you know, you're catching my eye over here." And he goes, "I could get Brandon on board." And he says, when we first started Lords, he always looked at Brandon with that voice for Eddie Money.
Right.
I started to go back into my catalog, which I always respected Eddie Money. And he had so many hits, and most people would love Eddie Money. And I heard Brandon. And
Right.
then we got together, and we were looking for musicians, and it came so fast with musicians that he was talking with our guitar player, Dirk Alexander. Dirk, if you're watching. And Dirk came down. We had a list of songs, and the guy walked in. He set up a little Black Star amp and guitars that he builds, and his tone was so good.
I actually got one of those little Black Star amps
They're
right behind you.
amazing. They're amazing. But his tone was so good on top of his personality. Such a sweetheart of a guy. So he's in. Then he recommended a Joe Angeline, who I'd never met, but I was friends with him on Facebook, keyboard player.
Okay.
Joe's 2 hours away. And
Wow.
with most people, the first thing they'll tell you is, it's too far for me.
Right.
We did a rehearsal, and then Joe came down, and it was literally like we had this band together for years.
Everything just clicked.
And the one thing I'm so humble about and so happy about is that when I'm playing, and every time we rehearsal, at rehearsal, and you look around, everybody's smiling. Nobody has any friction. There's no disagreements to the point where you're arguing. Everybody settles down, and we all talk it out. But everyone is so excited to be doing this.
Right. Well, I mean, in a tribute band, you're not like pissing back and forth with each other. Like,
Right.
This is my song. This is my, wait a minute. This is my song,
Right.
no attitudes.
Right.
They're all checked at the
Right.
door.
But when you're dealing with professional musicians, and they're in other respectable bands, like Dirk's in a band called Local Honey, 3-piece. They're amazing.
Now, he used to play with PJ Campanella and Tracer, right?
Yes.
So I haven't,
And
we haven't talked with PJ in a while.
No, I haven't seen him.
Joe is doing his thing with other bands. He recently recorded a very good friend of mine, Gene Hunter from New York Fury.
Okay.
They put out an amazing song. I just listened to it. Gene's back doing his thing. You know, we're all back doing our thing. And it just feels really good because for a while, like especially after the COVID thing, I didn't know what I want to do. I used to say to Pam, babe, I think I'm gonna retire. She was like, no, you keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
So I'd buy him a guitar.
So she bought me a bass, and every day you would have, you know, ding dong, Sweetwater, because during COVID I had nothing else to do but start collecting guitars and basses. And
Right.
people needed money and buying stuff off of Facebook Marketplace. So I have like a walk-in closet full of equipment.
A room. Gave him
Yeah, so do I.
A
big
crap
one,
load
you know?
of Ampeg 810 cabinet, you know, the thing goes on. And with the Eddie money, all you need is like this little 210 cabinet with a head. But
Yeah, you don't really need an effects
no,
or anything like that. It's just
but things are going well, man. I couldn't be happier, and very honored to be here. You have a great soul, bro, and I love you. And
Love you too,
thank you
brother.
for having us.
so. Also, you were supposed to do something with Ray West a while back.
Ray West, my boy Ray West. Yes, he was in a band. You know, as we all know, Spread Eagle. I always think, and to this day, his voice is there. I had a drummer that had contacted me saying, "Would you like to do something with Ray West from Spread Eagle?" A very long story short, I got his solo stuff, which was basically the Ray West band, and
Right.
I loved it. You know, it was that 5-string load that, and we rehearsed, and then things didn't pan out with the drummer.
Right.
And I called Ray. I said, "Listen, I've really been working on this for a very long time. I would like to continue this." So he's like, "Hey, if I'm in, if you could find another drummer and a guitar player." And then we found another drummer and we found a guitar player. And then Bobby DeLuca, who plays with Sebastian Bach and everything, he asked Ray to go back with Spread Eagle to do 5 shows.
Okay.
And those 5 shows turned into 50 shows and cruise ships and everything like that. So Ray called me one day and he said, we got to put the brakes on this right now and see what happens. So I'm always there. I'm always open with Ray. He's a phenomenal human being. He would call, he would speak with Pam, myself, and like family. But
actually, Ray's going to be on the show in a couple weeks.
Is he?
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's doing April 3rd.
Okay. Wow, that's cool, man.
That's
You know,
great.
we're doing it virtual,
Right.
but you know, he's still going to be.
He's
on the
such
show.
he's a professional. He's so good at what he does. His voice is there. He was doing George Lynch for a while.
Okay.
But the way he explained it to me, he had only days to learn the songs, and he really didn't know doc and stuff. So at their first gig, he's trying to wing it
Yeah.
with lyrics and everything like that. But he ended up leaving that. And, I think he's in a band also now called Superfly,
Yeah, I heard some of their
which
stuff.
they're actually doing some Ray West stuff. He's doing well, and I wish him nothing but the best. I'm always open to Ray.
I remember when he was doing Weapons of a New with Chris
Oh,
Manfrey.
yeah, that was
Chris Manfrey's a beast of a drummer.
that was a very good band. It was a very good band. Things didn't work out with Ray and the band, stuff like that, but that's really good. His vocals are up to par on that one.
I actually had Chris Manfrey up in my studio in Rahway with Rocco from American Angel.
Oh, really, man?
They were trying to do something, and that was just like, you know, a one-night jam type thing, and you know,
It's
Kinda went by
part
the
of
wayside.
music. You could go a year trying to get things together. One guy might go back on tour and everything. It's just part of music, and you just gotta say another door is gonna open. But I'm happy with everything.
usually it does.
It does.
You know, something always comes up.
I mean, I had where I was doing nothing to recently. You know, people are always looking out like, you know, I got an audition for you if you want to do Obey Your Master, which is an intense Metallica tribute band. And I just had a friend of mine today message me that
Nice.
Fear Factory's looking for a bass player.
Oh shit!
I know Fear Factory stuff, but and
Right.
it turns out their bass player is going to go on tour with Static X, and they need a bass player to fill in. And it turns out he's like from Ocean Grove or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that. So,
Close
but
by.
I'm more concentrated.
Yeah.
I'm more concentrate on. And I love Fear Factory. I do. You know,
Right.
it's that type, but. And I know some of their stuff, but I want to concentrate.
Well, that was always you.
Right.
Since I know you, and
No,
I know you a long
that
time.
was, that was me. And I want to concentrate on the Eddie Money Tribute Paradise. We're taking it to a level of casinos, theaters, hopefully like a cruise ship or something like that. So.
Oh, that's
I mean, there's plenty of theaters in Jersey.
Oh yeah,
You know, but I mean, you probably want to go a little beyond that too.
right. Well, we have it where Pete has a ZZ Top tribute band.
Right.
And he also has Head Motor, You ever want to see a band doing Motorhead? It's Head Motor. Their bass player Sean is like Lemmy. you know?
Right. Yeah, I've seen them before. 'Cause, actually, a buddy of mine played with that band, Mezzy Shredder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right on, man. Oh, Mezzy, a while ago, me and him were talking. He was actually going to be part of the Ray West thing.
He watches us
Right.
But
sometimes.
he did some. Mezzy, if you're out there.
Yeah, Mezzy's
usually
always
comes-
actually he was here.
Yeah. Hey, Rich.
He was here about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Good guitar player, man.
Oh, Mezzy,
Great guitar
Mezzy's
player.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I actually I shot his wedding back in September.
Oh, did you, man?
Yeah.
He has that dime bag look. you know?
That's
cool.
Green goatee.
Yeah, agree. Well, last time I saw it was red.
Yeah, well, he goes back and forth with the red and the
I think I'm going
green.
to start doing that.
There you go.
Start doing my thing red. So
Do it orange.
You guys have a show coming up?
Pamela did.
For
I'll
the-
do it for you.
Well, we're in rehearsals. We were at Alpha Studios up in Whippany last night. We're going to be doing an EPK. This sound stage is ridiculous. The sound stage, you can have people come in like it's a live atmosphere. Your marketing, your lights, your engineers, you know, your recording, the TVs in the back that have your name on it. So that's like we're going to present to promoters and stuff like that. We have an agency now that we're working on, Heather, and Pete was supposed to do a gig in June at the Hard Rock in Pittsburgh. And they're looking for a guitar player for their ZZ Top tribute right now, and who's like very good at, but that may be a hard thing to find. You know, somebody has to dress the part, sound the part,
Right.
because Pete's pretty much a perfectionist on that, and he promotes, and he's so good at doing that. But Pete was telling me yesterday that Heather says that they may be able to put our Any Money tribute band in that Hard Rock Casino in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. So
Oh, that's
That'd be nice.
because that's the level we want to be on.
Right. That's a great
We
gig
want to
right
go
there.
for it. So
You know, especially, you know, the Atlantic City, you know, market, Vegas.
we go to the Hard Rock a lot, and we're not gamblers, but we go, we have fun, we get comps and stuff. But they have the what is it, Sound Waves,
Sound waves.
and I've already looked into, and
Couple cocktails.
a few cocktails.
Quite a
we
few.
won a couple times, but they have this soundstage bar. We seen nights where 500, 600, 700 people there packed, and they're just
Yeah.
dancing around
Yeah.
with the type of stuff we're doing. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
but Eddie Money is like,
yeah,
come
you know,
on.
listen,
That's
that,
actually unique. I mean,
that is
You
When
know,
Pete-
there's more songs than you even know.
yeah, right. When I first put on the Eddie Money, which
Oh,
my
yeah.
sister gave me the
I-
first Eddie Money when I was younger.
I could sit down and listen.
Oh, you're thinking like, oh, there's 4 hits.
No,
All you got to do is say, you know,
you don't
Siri,
remember
play
it until you say, "Hey Siri, play
the
Eddie
best
Money."
of Eddie Money,
Yes.
and every song
You
you're
don't-
like,
Wow.
oh my God, I'm at like song 14. I
Yeah.
remember this song.
Yep,
you know,
yep.
so.
like when you're thinking, you know, Eddie Money, you're thinking 2 Tickets to Paradise,
Yeah,
Shaking,
Yeah.
There's so many.
Take
man.
Me Home
Take
Tonight.
Me Home
Take Me
Tonight.
Home
Yep.
Tonight.
you know, doing that with Ronnie Spector. I mean, you know,
We have so much fun doing it. And we do it in more of a, I'm not gonna say heavier version, but
a little,
We
little
get
more
that.
punch.
we get down with it. Pete's in there with the double bass in certain parts. We're
course
like,
it is.
yes, that's what you gotta do.
That's Pete, though.
Pete. Yeah, Pete.
That's
is-
always been Pete.
Absolutely. And Brandon, you know, he stopped smoking cigarettes like 2 years ago, and his voice
He must be a royal bastard.
he is
Oh, it's
oh
sweet.
he is on his game, man. He is
And he's the singer.
yes, he's ridiculous. That's how well he took care of his voice.
Well, he's also
Bless.
doing something else with Hoos and a couple other guys.
Lights Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing a gig. Michael, great drummer. Eric, really good band. They do, you know, Kiss, UFO, obviously, and
So you don't have a show set up, is that?
we don't have a show. set.
But so what do you need? Somebody's backing? I don't know how.
No. Basically, we're in the midst right now of rehearsing,
Okay.
trying to get everything tightened up
Okay.
because you know we want to go there. And the one thing I want to mention is like, you know, and I learned we went to go see Mark Martel, who does the Queen. He was actually the voice
Oh,
of
okay.
Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. So
Okay.
we recently went to the Hard
Okay.
Rock, and the one thing that was so humbled to hear that he said on stage was, "We're not Queen. I'm not Freddie Mercury. I do it for an homage to Queen." So that's a good thing. So we're not going out there thinking like, Brandon's Eddie Money and he's going to do.
No,
We're-
people don't think that.
We're just loving.
Yeah.
A lot of times you get like if you do an AC/DC tribute, of course you want that
Schoolboy out there.
Angus Young out there and he's bopping
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
I get it, but with the Eddie Money, we're doing it because we love it. But pat on the back for myself is we're doing it that good.
Okay.
I mean, I really have a lot of positive.
I'll do
That's great.
AC/DC with you, a little fat kid.
Yeah, man, come
Go
on,
fucking,
bro, come on.
don't
Do
call
some Eddie
me
Money with us.
Johnny,
Go do
call
it.
me Chubby
Go do that with
Ozzy.
Brandon.
I can't wait. I wanna
Yeah, I
go.
appreciate that. It's good. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, we're always smiling about it, and it's a positive vibe. And Pam supports me with all that.
Gonna have to talk to Mike Marino because he does a lot of stuff at the Bassy.
Right on, man. That's where we want to be. We'd like to do a thing where there's other tribute bands. We'll, I see like there's this really cool Cars tribute band.
Oh,
No, I'm a metalhead, man. Any
Right.
given day, I'm out there listening to Slayer, Motorhead, Sabbath, that whole thing. But
Absolutely.
at the same time, I'll throw on Saturday Night Fever album, man, just
Right,
to dig the
exactly.
vibes. I'm diversified. So.
Actually, speaking of Lenny Rizzo, he was actually here before we took our
Oh, was
break.
he? Uncle Pico's.
Yeah.
He's an uncle. It's good to see him.
Actually, with the newer guys from American Angel,
Okay.
like
Okay.
Mike, Mark, and Jay.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, it's good to see Lenny doing his thing with
Yeah.
them. So
Well, Lenny was like going crazy because we had a girl in here and she was doing I guess she's an OnlyFans girl or something like
okay.
that. And she was like talking like crazy shit.
Oh,
and like Lenny's just like, oh my God.
you gotta love it. Lenny go back a long way when he was
He's
with
a
Dreamer.
pisser. Lenny's a pisser.
We go back a long way. He was playing with Vito Bratta, as people know. from
Doing
White
Dreamer.
Line.
Right?
Lenny's got an amazing voice, and he still does.
Yeah. Lenny was doing Dreamer with Vito, right?
Vito, yep.
And Johnny Albino. from,
Johnny, yep. Mike, who I believe was in. Oh no, he still is. They're back. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, but
which Mike?
the drummer.
From Dreamer?
Yeah, back then.
Hmm.
Mike Callahan.
I never.
No, Mike
seen
Callahan was that was a tattoo guy.
I don't remember. No, that I actually have some work from him. God bless you, Mike. Bruce, the bass player.
Right.
He's in a thing with Neil, our best friends, Neil Thomas and Danny Miro from White Tiger, Joey DeMeo, HR70. Amazing.
Not Manowar Joey DeMeo.
No, not Manowar, Joey DeMeo.
Okay.
Joe, who owns Surefire Studios.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's down in Long Branch, right?
yes, actually on Facebook, it's Joseph DeMeo.
Oh.
Sorry, Joe.
I see that the Tail and Storm stuff's available again.
Oh boy, is it?
Yeah, it was on-
Where's my royalties? No.
It was on some like
Demon Doll Records.
yeah, that's it. That came up again the other
We got a deal with them. When I was in Lourdes, Danny had called me saying, Demon Doll Records, sign us. So we were actually getting, royalties like $35-40 each or so.
Right.
So
beer money.
I have to go on there. I have beer money. But I haven't, I don't know, Danny, do you owe me a few grand out there? No, I'm only
Meanwhile, he's out on the road with Punky doing
Yeah, man. I mean, he idolized them, and he grew up playing with his mentor, if he could say,
Right.
in music. And I met Punky, nice guy.
Yeah, that's right, because they were doing shows up in the city, and like everybody that from down here.
I went to BB King's to go see him.
Right.
And stuff. At first it was like, I'm gonna record an album with Punky. Me and Peter kind of looking at each other like, okay. And then we were playing around, and then Angel got together.
Right.
And I kind of said to Pete, I think this is over, man. As hard as we tried. And then I got into the Dark Sky Choir. We recorded an album, and then Danny called me like, "You're still in this band, aren't you?" Because we wrote the second Lords of Mercy album. It was killer.
Right.
But it didn't fall through. So Danny did his thing, and Dark Sky Choir started going
Right. And then
to that level. And then
yeah.
as in music.
But yeah, I mean, Lords, I only got an opportunity to see is maybe like twice.
That,
Such a good show. I need to listen.
you know,
Yeah.
everybody you speak to, you know, it wasn't like there was no vulgarity on stage. And it was just one of those things where after Talent Storm, it was 13 years that I didn't see Danny. And
Right.
I got in my car and I drove to his apartment. I knocked on the door. I'm like, let's play together.
Right.
And then we ended up getting a band together with Joe Catano, who owned Aries Studios, and Andrew McCara.
Right.
And we played. That band fell through. And then I said to Danny, if you want to do something else, we could do it. And then he found Pete, the drummer. And then when we went to a party in Red Bank, and it was Jerry from King's X, it was that type of party. Sandy Murphy, the photographer, Nancy
Right.
Niles, all them. And Psycho Daisy was playing that show.
Okay.
Sal, Tony, Bobby Pantel, like crazy. Brandy comes out and starts singing.
Hmm.
We call Pete, you got to get to this party right now. So we started talking, and they're like, at that time, Danny was our singer. So we were a 3-piece, and we started playing a party. A lot of people were there. And when we stopped playing 3 songs they let us play, Brandon ran right up to us and said, where's the audition?
Right.
And the band took off from there. And we talked our first gig. I don't even know what our first gig is. We ended up getting a gig at the Pony, which Kyle Brendel is a very dear friend of mine, my
Right.
brother.
Yeah.
And I wanted the Ace Frehley gig. He wanted to give us Sebastian Bach, but he's like, you got to sell 75 tickets for $75. No, 75 tickets for $56 a piece on a Tuesday in New York City. I'm like, it's not going to happen. Not on a Tuesday after work. We're going on at 6 o'clock. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah. No.
I said, I want the Ace Frehley gig. And he's like, it's never going to happen. So long story short, I get a call. It was a Sunday, and I'm watching the Jets game. Kyle calls me. He goes, we go 3-way. I said, with who? He goes, Ace Frehley's manager. So I'm on the phone, and the guy says to me, listen, we're going to give you the gig, but you're going to come to, and you're going to do a sound check. Ace is going to be in the wings. If you're no good, pack up your crap and get out. So we went there. Now, we already got the gig. We already sold 100 tickets in like 20 minutes. Because everybody loves Ace, you know, Kiss. And then when we got done, I see Ace in the wings going like this, and there was a hush. And then the bass tech for Ace yelled at me going, who gave you permission to go use our bass equipment? And I'm like, no, I'm using my own stuff. Their bass player had 6, 8, 10 Ampeg cabinets, like a wall.
Right.
I had this little PV410 amp with a Behringer head. It's
they
like a
thought-
$200 amp. And it's like,
Oh, that's fun.
he's like, that sound is coming out of,
Play so hard.
you know. And then after that,
That's
Kyle
great.
called me that next morning, and he's like, you brought rock and roll back to the Jersey Shore, this and that. And that following day, we got a call to open up for Steel Panther at the Paramount Theater. This is
Okay.
3 gigs in, man. And then I got friends calling, how the hell are you doing?
Steel Panther's actually fun.
Oh, they're the nicest guys involved. What was cool about it, we were drinking at the time, and the singer of Steel Panther went in the backstage, which at the Paramount, there's like a 1,000 dressing rooms.
Yeah.
And they have these party tubs full of Heinekens and booze and everything. They're like, we don't drink. You can have everything, you know.
Hey, the Paramount. I mean, the Paramount
In Asbury. So there was about 1,000 people there. So that was an experience. And then we went on to doing Michael Schenker twice, Ace Frehley 2 more times, Filter, John Valby. We had
Dr. Dirty.
did a Friday night job.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
And then-
Tijuana.
And then we did.
Tijuana, bring your mother to the
Oh, yeah.
gangbang. If you do, it's been a while. Never mind. I can't even get into it.
Oh my God, it was fun. It was a different crowd.
Oh.
Most of them left by the time we went on, but then after that we ended up doing it was Seven Dust, In This Moment,
Tiger King.
just like a whole outdoor thing. But we played inside. But it was that. I have nothing but fond memories with Lords of Mercy. So
Yeah, I took in a Steel Panther show. They Rawway had opened up, and then my friends Dave and Steve Cardenas.
Tim and
Tim
cool,
Louie.
man. Very good band. Very good band.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of.
And they're still going, man.
Yeah, they're actually touring now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're
Good for them, man. Very, very good band. Tim, if you listen, right on.
they're doing a gig at the Whiskey.
Out in Cal. All right, man.
Yeah, they're doing that in May, I think.
The whiskey is comparable, like playing the pony
Right.
out there.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that's you got the pony on the east, you got the whiskey
Okay.
out west. So
But probably the equivalent to Starland. I mean, I know you've done Starland a number of times.
yeah, man, probably 20, something like that. But that's always good. They treat us really good there. So I'd like to get back there one day. So.
I remember when that was Hunka Bunka,
Hunka Bunka.
but it was like a Guido
Oh,
bar.
yeah.
They even had like a freestyle night over there, like
Oh,
a couple years back. I think right
Hunka-
before COVID.
yeah.
George Lamond. Jesus.
George.
Hunka Bunka.
I have some fuzzy memories of that.
Yeah,
A few.
quite a few fuzzy memories.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think there was a night that went by like in my younger years that I didn't get fucked up somewhere.
Yeah, right, man. He's like, oh, I think I'm gonna make it home with one eye open.
I mean, I remember the bars. We would
What?
stay there till the next morning when they opened.
Yeah,
again.
right.
Yeah.
There was quite a few times.
Oh yeah, man. I don't think I ever got to the point where they had to carry me out, but it was pretty much because drink and everything, the laws and stuff. I probably sat in my car 3 or 4 hours until
I would fall asleep somewhere in the bar.
I
'cause
might
everybody
have done that once or twice. Oh, was that you? No.
Or one time, where the hell was I? What's now the Den,
Okay.
which back then it was like it kept on like being like a gay bar. Then it wasn't a gay
Right.
bar. Then it was a biker bar.
Right.
Whatever. I fell asleep in there one night,
Oh,
and then the cleaning guy got me up in the morning. He's like, "Yo, man," he's like, "You gotta go."
oh no. Are you talking the one across from Dingbats? There was Dingoes. Is that
The one across from from the movie theater.
Okay. No, I know. What you're
Amboy
talking.
Cinema.
Yes. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about dingoes. Oh my god. We're still here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we're actually holding them tonight.
Do you
We're-
know them?
No, actually,
Maybe
Scott.
they know you. Or him. Scott Bone.
Oh, that's my
Oh,
son.
that's Pam's son.
That's my son.
Scott.
Oh,
Hey.
okay.
Hi, Scotty.
and
D. Barlata.
Dave.
Okay. Hey, Dave.
That's Gene Hunter's wife from New York Fury.
okay.
Very cool.
We haven't really got much into the live chat tonight, but everybody that's tuned in, thank you for tuning in. So now we got a couple questions for Pam.
There you go.
Now you do roller derby
I do. I started skating about 10 years ago on a
Okay.
dare.
on a dare.
On a dare. Yeah. My grandmother was a derby girl.
Okay.
Back
Yeah,
in
you
the-
were telling me.
Yeah,
That's
30s,
cool.
40s, yeah.
Yeah.
She did it on the fly, so she would go take her skates out to Staten Island. She would skate and get away from her grandfather, and she wanted to go try out for Brooklyn. And he said, "No way am I going to be married to a derby girl." And,
And she was like about how old?
she was already doing it. She was probably in her 20s and
Yeah.
30s when she was
Yeah.
doing it at that point in time.
Jay, what's up, brother?
And then my cousin, Lucinda Block, she was doing roller derby for Red Bank Roller Vixens, and she
I've heard of
was
that.
out, and I was helping to promote it, so I shared the flyer, and one of my friends DM'd me and said, "Are you skating there?" I said, No. Just share it for my cousin. She said, "Well, you want to do it?" I said, "Well, I didn't plan on it." She goes, "Well, if you do it, I'll do it." Is that a dare? So yeah, I did it. We got all geared up. We went out there. I skated. She made it 6 weeks and she broke her tailbone.
Oh, wow.
And then I stuck with it. So I
Ow.
would skate with Red Bank Roller Vixens for a bunch of years.
You can't dare her, bro.
No,
Yeah,
You can't dare.
I mean, like
I have to go see.
like roller
It's
derby.
fine.
That's more or less you just like, skating around, knocking the shit out of each other, right? More or less.
Yeah, well, it's actually it's a pretty technical sport because you're doing offense and defense at the same time. So you got the jammers, the stars on the helmet,
Right.
and they're the ones who score the points. So they both have to break through the pack and get 4 blockers from each team that are put up during a jam.
Okay.
And the jammers got to blow through the pack, and they're fighting with a nail. And once they get through, then they could do their initial pass. They could do a square and pass.
Pam, check your wire because it's
She's going in and out, right?
yeah. Probably the one connecting to the
Am I on?
Yeah, I
Can you
can.
hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Oh,
I can hear you
I
now.
don't know,
all right.
banging.
So once you get through, maybe it's my hair. Once you get through the initial pass, then you start scoring. But it's kind of tricky because you want your jammer to get through while you're kicking the shit out of the rest of the blockers so they don't take your jammer out and trying to block their jammer from getting through. So it's an
Wow.
offense, defense, lots of rules, and it's real. There's no acting going on. This isn't this.
No.
I actually have to go see a live.
You gotta
I
go. bro.
actually
battle.
thought it was acting.
Yeah,
I
This is
really
no
did.
jo-
I asked,
no.
that's what I asked you from the beginning.
I broke my nose twice, dislocated my
Oh,
jaw
wow.
twice. I broke this rib, these ribs, this rib, and then a cluster of them over here. But they screwed up the X-rays, so
And they can't do anything for broken ribs, can they?
Nope. no.
They just tape you up for
You
that,
just
right?
gotta
No, you
Tough it
can't.
out.
No, you can't get taped up. I tried doing that once
You
when I had
just
broken my
have to
ribs.
stay still.
I went up to
What do you
Connecticut.
do?
Oh
And
no!
they taped me. They had me going in circles. And Higgins Reaper, he was taped me with the tape going around my gut with duct tape. Roller girly.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Oh.
got duct tape in their bag,
Oh, duct tape.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
Yeah, and
that's the
so then
universal
I-
Band-Aid.
Yeah, that was you gotta have every respectable German girl's gotta have duct tape in the bag. And so I did my first lap store and warm up, and I slid out because the floor was wet.
Oh,
And yeah, that was a mess. So I went right down. They're like, "Nope, you're out." So they cut me out of my
tape.
tape, and I, just cheered them on and had to wait till I healed. There's nothing you can do about it.
No.
I'm no good on 2 feet. Can you imagine me on skates?
Yeah, you get used to it. It's all about your balance.
Is
and
it
staying
painful?
low?
They'd be like, "Look at the klutzy fat
Well,
kid on the floor."
You don't know about it until like, the next day you wake up and I have bruises and stuff
Yeah.
all over the
Oh.
place. Like sometimes I'll get out of the shower after practice and I'll look and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be bruised. I got marks all over me. And it goes away. Your body stops bruising
Yeah.
after a while.
I tell her, just don't come home with a black eye. I don't want people
But,
going,
uh,
"You hitting that girl?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Petey from the Little Rascal.
We have our first opening day is
Yeah.
March 24, and our home bouts are at All Seasons Sports Academy in South Plainfield. So come on
wow.
out.
Yeah.
Tickets
It's
are sold
fun,
at the
man.
door. It's a lot of fun. It's kid friendly. Kids love it.
Yeah.
It's really great because the little kids will come up to you and we have like little posters and
That's so
stuff. And
cute.
can you sign my
Aw.
book?
Yeah,
And it's
it's-
like, oh,
Yeah.
it's so
Just like
cool.
melting, right?
It really
Yeah, it
is.
is
How much
cool.
are the tickets?
That's $10, $12.
Oh.
Not really much money at all.
It's a fun,
It's
inexpensive
a
night out.
lot of-
Yeah.
It is,
it's a
man.
lot of fun.
It-
The first time you go, you don't know what's happening, but it was fun. And there's a lot of yelling and screaming, and there's people being hit all over the place and getting thrown out. And there's a lot of action.
Well,
in
I've
it.
watched it on TV, I think. Isn't it public on TV sometimes?
Well, ESPN2 has them. And
Yeah.
yeah, WIFTA channel will actually
The old Madison Square Garden channel used to
used
carry
to
it.
do it. Yeah.
That was with the curved.
yeah, the curved
They can
bank
flip it
tops.
over.
Back,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
some crazy shit back then.
That was crazy stuff, and they didn't wear padding, anything like
Yeah.
what we're now. Yeah, there's mandatory padding and mouth guards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would think so.
This is brutal.
yeah, and at my age, trust me, I don't want to be breaking elbows and kneecaps.
No.
So
Never mind that. You don't want to be losing your chiclets either.
I like my chiclets. So it's great. I tell you, learning to get back on skates again, it was like riding a bike because as a kid, we were 12, 13, 14,
Yeah.
15, whatever, we would go out to United Skates and everybody would get out there and skate around and then try to get yourself in the penalty box. With the
Well,
cute
roller
boys in
skating is
there.
harder than ice skating. I know that.
Yeah.
The
Roller
last time,
skating requires a lot of balance.
Yeah. Well, this does too, because there's people trying to knock you out while
Yeah.
you're skating. So, it's
now is it like
gotta go.
are you on regular roller skates or roller blades now?
Now we're on 4 wheels, quad skates.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. The rules are, there's always a little bit of change going on, and there's a lot of stuff about pack definition that you got to be aware of, and what's legal and not legal to hit somebody because you don't really want to hurt them
But some
that bad.
got
Yeah,
that.
you don't want to break people's necks, so you can't hit people.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
head,
Right.
You don't
No.
stay away from the
Yeah.
spine. There's certain areas,
Yeah.
rules in that thing. But part of the hardest part was people coming up with their derby names.
Oh.
Yeah, because once you were like, okay, I could do this. I'm going
That's
to do
cool.
this, and I'm on the team, and this is great. and
Yeah.
I have a great league. What are you going to call yourself? Oh, You know, my name is Anita Guinness because I love Guinness beer. So
Okay.
mine's
There you go.
Anita Guinness.
Oh,
But you know, some of
Yeah.
my cousin was Lucinda Block,
oh, cool.
and you know, we've got Thighs of Glory,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we got Dr. Babe now, but Terrorize. So
Karma
there's a lot of
Savage.
Karma's the bitch.
Karma
It's
Savage.
Karma's the bitch. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, B sharp. So you're actually looking, and we got waffles.
Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House, Rebel L.
That's just
Gals.
like my
Lady
buddy
Speed
Scuzz Twitley is a
Stick.
country
And there's
singer,
a lot of
but he
girls,
does like
you said,
There's
on-
60
you know like
on our
crazy
yeah.
offbeat type of songs.
Right.
He has a song called Anita Beer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, see?
That's what I need again.
Anita Guinness. I actually have my name like trademarked. Nobody can take it. So yeah, everybody. It's funny because we're in this really rough sport, and the people who are skating with you are there are attorneys, there's teachers, there's optometrists, there's nurses, there's all these people in these, and there's personal aides who work with MILF, right? Working with
It's like a-
autistic children. We got band directors, MFA, and
Yeah.
so you have all these people who are in these, very giving, very caring professions. And here they are knocking everybody out. So there's this real alter ego that takes place. Once you get on that track,
It's kind of like a release, like
it absolutely
get
is.
out.
Yep.
Yeah, once you
something.
get
It's like
out
being
there,
on stage,
enjoy.
letting aggression
Yeah.
out.
That's just like they had
and
the
it's
rage rooms
exercise.
where you
Pretty
brace shit.
good.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Roller skating is very good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Pulmonary wise.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it though. It's all one
I don't know about the
direction on,
beating.
on your
I don't know
this
about
thigh.
the-
But-
knocking
Right.
each other
You know
out.
what it is? Women are a little
But-
better at it anyway
Yes.
because we have to hover in the bar, when you go to the bathroom. So that's the position you have to be in. So all day long, Claire's yelling, get lower, get lower. And it's
That's
yeah.
funny.
They had not doing everybody, but they had after each bout, the home team, whatever, you could go back to a bar or a pub or something. You have some food, drinks, whatever. And they went.
after
We were
party.
away. I go to every bout.
Good
I
time.
support. They were away somewhere, and we went to the bar, and all the girls were dancing on the floor and everything. So I got off my chair. I'm like, yeah, and I hopped in the middle. There's about 25 of them. I hopped
that
in the
where you
middle
did?
of them
Is that
and
what you
started dancing.
Every shower.
And every one of them started hip checking me.
them.
I sat down. I
They
woke
look
up
like
the
they're
next
gonna
day.
boom
I
boom.
go, babe. I looked over. I go, what the hell was I thinking? Bruised,
Oh,
dude. This is
God.
no joke. These
That's
girls will
crazy
kick your
shit.
ass.
It was funny.
And she laughed, but
Well,
they will
is
kick
there
your
an
ass.
advantage to be taller or shorter? It doesn't matter.
No, you know what? When there is absolutely nothing because when you're short, like A-bomb is probably one of the smaller height-wise
Right.
people. Girls, a beast. She
Yeah.
blows through. She's a jammer. She's a blocker. She blows through stuff. Lady Speed Stick and Batitude and Wheel Wolf. They're all more petite.
Yeah, right.
And Bones, who's bones and muscle. That's it.
Oh.
She's not skin. She's bones with
Yeah.
muscle. They can juke around and spin around. So there is advantages. And then, you got people who are, larger. I'm half an Amazon anyway, And then,
That are just like a human roadblock.
yeah, you got Mermaid out there and, you
Like
get
myself.
up and you just can't move anybody. They're just so solid and
Yeah.
squared on their feet. And it doesn't really matter. As long as you've got the balance or the footwork, you could work around it. Everybody uses their own size to their advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
An experience, probably.
Yeah, there's this jokes like, do these pants make my ass look fat? Good. Keep the people away.
Funny shit, man.
Oh yeah, it's rough. It's
It's fun,
great,
though.
Yeah, I
But it's-
definitely. The one in Red Bank that you were talking about
Mhm.
earlier. Actually, a friend of mine, a photographer friend, used to, I think, shoot something down there.
Well, did
Marfa Trini.
um
He's out of Old Bridge.
no, I don't recall the name. We did. So I think I met you once before. Did you ever do Dr. Sketchy?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did a roller derby at Dr. Sketchy one time, and there was probably about 35 or 40
That's the guy,
of us.
Timmy from Asbury, right?
Yeah, Tim
Yeah.
Lucas, yeah. And we all met up at the Asbury Lanes and did all these kind of crazy shots and stuff. And there were people, it was just this, like an artist gathering, and it was people who were sketching and
Actually,
photographers.
One of my old assistants used to work for him as well.
Okay,
Her name, Corinne Grasso.
okay, no, I don't recall the name.
Yeah, she also was a makeup artist and all that.
Okay, yeah, there
Did
was some makeup artists
prosthetics
that were
and
there.
whatnot.
Okay,
Joe Alaco, what's up, buddy?
Joe Alaco. Wow.
but yeah, that was a derby. That was a special derby sketchy that took place, and that was a lot of fun. And Red Bank, that's where I started out from, and it was just a great group of people. Duchess down low, that's Scott Burton's
Yep.
wife, Ida. Scott Burton from the Moroccan Sheep
Yeah.
Herders.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Good-
she was
Good people.
sweet, beautiful, beautiful person. And then J9, who I'm skating with now from Jersey Shore, and there's a lot of people that you start skating with early on that you run back into again.
Oh,
You're like,
wow.
you're still doing this, and that's what it was for me too, because I started skating in 2013.
Meanwhile, half an arm hanging.
Yeah, I know. And my kids are like,
100 years
what are you
later.
doing? What, Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, well, it's fun. You know,
Yeah.
Let that aggression out. And I'm still doing it. I stopped after the COVID thing and there was a break, and I wanted to go back. I missed it.
Mm.
And I said, you know what, if my body allows me to do it, I'm going to keep doing it. And I was happy if I'd get rostered on a game or something here or there. And I got put onto Purple Pain. And so now we're going to be playing, it's probably, I think it's like 8 games this season that are scheduled. The season starts first week of January. Everybody's back skating. And usually the first games start coming in around March. We had skated in the center of the universe, which was out at State College, and we took it. So we won the tournament. So we got
wow.
bragging rights on that one. Go girls.
I would imagine a lot of conditioning goes into that.
There's a lot of physical action. Like when we go to practice,
Yeah, she was
there's
saying they
twice a week. Yeah, we do off skates first. So we're
Yeah.
doing some running and some other footwork stuff. And then it's drills and drills and drills and drills. And there's a lot of conditioning, because if you're not safe on your feet, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hurt. There's not even if. It is if you don't figure out how to balance yourself and how to get low, stay low, and hold people back, you could hurt yourself, and others you can.
Yeah.
So
Well, just had the
and
one girl
everybody's
that had
got
the
that-
surgery.
oh yeah, she just 2
Big-
plates.
Big
and
operation, man.
8 pins.
I'll tell you what, going back 30 years ago, that would have probably been my gig.
There you
But like now, like being a diabetic and everything else, definitely not, because I'd be like missing limbs.
Well, we
got
did we
EMTs. We have people.
we
doing
did the
this.
make a date roller skate in the airport plaza back there. couples.
Yeah,
16 was the last time I was on skates, or 15. So
that's
she
probably
wants
the last time I was on
to,
skate.
she wants to take me
Yeah.
out skating one night.
Yeah, I'm like,
we look
"Oh,
like Ralph Graham. And
He was a good skater.
he,
He was a really good skater.
Don't,
not on that episode. He was.
don't try and do the hucklebuck on that one, Joe.
Remember?
You can use one of the little kid things.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's it. They have those. They push around a little PVC. with the
Yeah,
wheels.
why
didn't
That'd be
Oh,
holy
yeah. You
shit.
gotta
Why
learn
did I think
somehow.
of that?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. My kids were like, "You're really going to do this, Mom?" Like, yeah. So here's my daughter, Brianna, who is she's right now she's in New Mexico. She was sitting in a hot spring earlier today.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, she's works for Merck, and she's got this 95% remote work thing. So,
Oh, wow.
I can't really talk to her during the day because she's working. still.
Yeah.
But once she's out and she's got her weekend going, she's snowboarding, she's climbing, she's
Oh nice.
slacklining, and whatever she's doing. I'm like, you're making me crazy. Why are you do this? She's like, "Psst, look at you.
Yeah.
What can you
That's
talk?"
funny.
Yeah.
She does crazy stuff,
Yeah.
like 400 or 500 feet up on this little
Oh.
1-inch line. It's,
So basically, like stunt woman's type stuff runs in your family. I
Yeah,
guess.
apparently.
something
Yeah,
like
my
that.
boys too are crazy. I mean, like growing up, they were like, at an early age, my kids were driving before they were even in kindergarten. They were riding dirt bikes. It was cute because those little boots went all the way up to their kneecaps. And stuff. They were skiing. I had the little ropes on the back of them.
I mean, what was it for us, Joe? Like one night it was the Birch Hill. The
oh,
next night it was the
Birch Hill, the
Playpen, one night Club Benet.
Playpen, and back then I was
That was great days.
I was a regular at Lemoore, Snoopy's,
Right.
Molded us.
like, everywhere. I was 15.
Cricket Club.
Yeah, I grew up. My sister's 5 years my senior, and hi sis, and I love her dearly. And she got me into the whole scene. Long story short, you would get the Aquarium Weekly. You open up the center spread, and it was White Tiger.
Right.
Neil there, and the guys from New Orleans. And she's at that time the drinking age was 18. I was 15. She brought me to the trade winds during their sound check.
Okay.
She snuck me through the back door, and I was like, I want to be like that man. And when I got old enough to go to clubs, I went to go see White Tiger at Snoopy's in Staten Island. And Neil came out of the back, I think through the kitchen, and he sat down with me. And I'm like, I'm growing my hair because of you. I swear to God. and we're best friends today. And you know, it's so good to see.
Those are our besties. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have our little crew at the temple.
Neil and I actually
Congregation,
talking
we call
about
them.
doing something.
The back of
Nice.
the house is
Cover.
Oh,
Several.
yeah,
bar.
you were
Yeah,
just
the back
telling
of
me.
the
Yeah.
back of the house is a bar. It's literally a bar with 3 big TVs in it, and
It's a Guinness. It's a Guinness
Oh,
pub.
wow.
We set it up like a
yeah,
Guinness.
Oh,
Guinness
wow.
pub. Yeah,
It's called the Temple.
it's
Nice.
called the temple. You know, paying homage to the Temple Bar out in Ireland.
Actually,
Yeah.
behind the banner, I got a nice 70-inch.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we maxed out at 65 on that one back wall. I think
65.
that one's 65.
So it actually looks like a bar.
Looks like a bar.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I know it's sometimes.
Actually, John Bon Jovi has a actual tavern on his property or on
He,
his own
he
property.
probably has a nightclub.
Well, actually, he has a full-blown recording
That's
studio,
Yeah, that's cool.
a bar. You know,
I'm sure his has got some nicer appendages.
we like our little.
But I like my little pub.
People have walked in through the back door, and am I in a bar? Like you guys
Yeah,
have a
like,
liquor
it
license?
looks like a bar. I'm like, well, we're gonna come.
Because we had one TV. We decided one day, let's make this a Guinness pub, and let's put TVs like a sports bar. So when you come over, you're able to watch, like, you know, if you're a Steelers fan or a Jets fan,
Oh.
you can watch any of your games. We got the pool table there, so it's
I
home.
like you've got all the things.
Definitely nice.
Keeps me out of
I have a
trouble.
Guinness guitar.
yeah, right. Keeps you out of the bars.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
I don't have to
Brooklyn
leave the house.
No, it actually does.
We
To
don't
tell you
have
the
to
truth.
The Brooklyn Brawler over here.
Yeah,
I could skate. We got plywood on the
there
floor.
you go.
So the house is in the midst of a renovation, and then eventually all the floors, I have hardwood floors in one area, and there's when I had this floor raised up because it was sunken, but
Right.
everybody kept falling over. You know, they would trip off of it, and so I raised it up, and so it's all
Yeah.
one level now. But it's only the first level of layer of plywood, because I have this cockatoo who wants to eat everything.
You have a bird?
I
Yeah, that's just like my dog. She's a
Oh.
little
They're
more-
worth 13.
Yeah, I had 13 at a point in time, and
Wow.
yeah, that was a bit
And they live
much.
a long time. right?
Forever. I have to will them away. My kids are
It's a
like,
big-
not me, not me, not me.
Do they now? Do they talk?
Well, Halo will sing like Old MacDonald had a farm.
Okay.
And he says hello. And he calls me Boo. He names me Boo. He's
Oh,
like, hi,
that's
Boo.
funny.
I'm like, I'm Boo, I guess. He doesn't even call me Boo, but whatever.
I had a parakeet that cursed.
You know what? Parakeets have like great language skills. They're just like a parrot, just all that attitude in that little
Yeah.
tiny body.
Yeah, we had a bird, Zappa. The Zappa was,
Oh,
you like, you know, you're taking your shirt off. He's like, you know, going to the shower and stuff.
Yeah.
And Halo,
You bent over, he goes, oh.
Halo's a baby. Halo's a baby. It's like having an infant. This is not like, 'cause sometimes you're being like, babe, open the back door, just let him go. You don't want to do that.
God.
But
He's a toddler.
Halo would act up, and Zappa
Eats everything.
turned around. You could curse on here, right?
Yeah.
Zappa turned around and said, Halo, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well,
Where'd that come from?
so my parakeet flew on my mother's shoulder one day, and you hear, "What do we got here? A goddamn jerk?" I kid you not.
That is fantastic.
And the name of the bird was Pretty Bird because we got
Yeah,
it
yeah.
from my aunt, and that's what she named it.
Okay.
And then he's like, Pretty Bird, motherfucking Pretty Bird.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
Buddy of mine, Brian, had a parrot, a macaw that was inside his garage, and he'd walk in every time he was drunk. He would come walking in the door and through the garage, and he would open up the door and he'd go, "Hello." And then he would go on his way. And so every time, no matter what time of the day you walked in from the garage, the bird would go, "Shh."
God. That's-
So they learn.
Oh,
Yeah, they learn.
Yeah, we have another bird, Lulu, female, hates men.
oh wow.
Hates men. You go near it, it like pecks at you. It's got this. What kind of bird?
That's
is
a double yellowhead Amazon.
beautiful bird,
Yellow.
green and yellow,
Oh, wow.
and that's got this little beak. But this little beak is like getting cut with a razor blade.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Not that it's got her, but one day, shooting pool. You know, we got our cocktails, having a good time,
And a
whatever.
kid in, slice
And
pie.
Lulu's in the corner. I come out of the bathroom and I'm like, you know, come on, Lulu, up, up, up. And I walked into the kitchen and Lulu's sitting on my wrist. Pam turned around.
I'm like,
Her eyes were the size of baseballs going, don't move.
he's like, she likes me. What? she could give me a kiss. I'm like,
It ain't have no lip left.
I'm gonna rip
And-
your lip off.
And when
So she was planning.
it bit her one,
Cat.
she bit Pam one day and it's
Oh,
like
wait,
this,
takes
a razor blade slice. I'm like, oh my
Their
god, you know.
beaks are so strong in the wild, like the cockatoo and those. That well, all of them. They'll rip bark off trees to get to the
Yeah.
bugs underneath.
Oh,
So yeah, they crack open nuts
Yeah.
like it's.
They'll
nothing.
play with you like Halo's got a big beak. He'll play with you and just grab onto you. Like you could pick him up
Yeah,
and
you
grab
pick 'em
onto
up
your
like
finger.
this and flick 'em up on the
It's
shoulder.
not a lot of pressure, but you could tell if he wanted to chomp down. You're
You lose the game.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you pick. He one time jumped on me. He was startled and he bit me in the nose because he went to
Oh.
grab on, and I went I went to the bathroom and I'm like rinsing. It keeps bleeding and bleeding. Like Brianna, can you do me a
Oh
favor?
yeah. That
Go
was,
get me a flashlight. And she puts the flashlight up there and the light comes through the other side. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
great.
well,
So I
Dylan
have
got
a
bit
scar
right
here.
recently.
I got one here. I just bit over here. I still
Oh,
can't
yeah.
feel my thumb.
oh,
A little
wow.
nerve.
Yeah, they could.
And he's got a thing with feet.
Creating some
I don't know
battle
what it
scars,
is. He's
huh?
got
Now,
a thing.
they're not in cages.
They're in cages.
Oh.
But if you don't take them out, he'll just say repeatedly, open up, open up, open up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
Over and over again.
or like hello,
But they
like
don't just
to
come
a
over and
crying
bite.
thing.
No, they don't just no. So all birds, because they can't really talk your language, and a lot of people that don't understand, but you have to watch their pupils and you have to watch their mannerisms. And if you are trying to pet them or trying to pick them up and they keep on going like this and you keep doing it, if you don't get it that third time, they're gonna bite you
Okay.
because you gotta understand, you gotta be able to read them,
Yeah.
And he gets to know you like our congregation. Bridget and Rick come over and Neil and Lydia come over and we hang out. And now, Halo will be climbing all over him. They're like, it's okay until he opens up his mouth because
Oh.
he could sound like this pterodactyl bird that just could
I
break
bring
your
my
eardrums.
I'll bring my bass out to like practice in the
yeah.
Guinness the
Loves
temple
it.
room, and Halo will just jump on a stool, and as I'm playing,
He's bouncing.
like,
Yeah.
oh
he
yeah,
likes music.
it's
He
cool.
likes
Oh, that's
Lords.
great.
He likes
Yeah,
Lords. He
he
does.
likes
She'll put
Lords.
on
He
Lords,
really likes
old
Lords.
Lord stuff, and Halo
Yeah.
start.
Well, you were playing Eddie Money the other day and he was bouncing.
So
Yeah.
now, primarily, Joe, you're playing bass, like pretty much no more guitar.
I write on guitar. After, I was out for a while, and then I had a collection of guitars. I still do, and a friend of mine, Sean Plunkett, called me one day, and he says, "I know a band looking for a bass player."
Right.
Sean, I don't have any bass equipment. A buddy of mine's going to let me do his stuff, and it was guys from. It was Davey Lister.
Okay. From the
What did they want to call that? They ended up headbangers.
Yeah, I
whatever
remember.
it was.
it
I'm
was
sorry.
Headbanger, then it was the Great Whatever Time.
Yeah. Yes. I was before that, and I started playing. They're like, "Wow, how long you been playing bass?" I'm like, "This is my first time," and because I'm a guitar player, you got it down. And that moment, I found another life playing a different instrument, and I've stuck with it ever since.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So but people still call, "No, dude, you're like a buddy of mine in Destiny." When I was 17 or 18, he goes, "I'm the bass player, guitar player." I'm like, "Glenn, we haven't played in 30 years," but
Right.
a lot of people still say, "You still play guitar?" I write on guitar,
Right.
but bass is like the thing.
Because I remember back in the Tail and Storm days, you were the guitar
I
player.
was the guitar player at a bunch of bands. I was in a guitarist and auditioned for a lot of big bands as a guitar player. But after all those years, after Sean, come down, play bass and stuff. Bass is my thing.
Right. Because I mean,
Hopefully, I'm good at it. But
when they were doing like the bigger production thing.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Natasha Comas.
Okay.
She was in that band for a little while.
Okay.
And then whatever.
They were doing well. I mean, I think
Yeah.
they had David Bryan on their side from Bon Jovi or something.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of theaters.
Theaters.
Like that.
Strand. I remember. I was going to try to make a Lakewood show down at Strand. I believe it was.
Yeah, actually, when Rocco and Hoos hooked up with Sean,
Yeah.
Kevin Malahy, and all them guys,
Right. Kevin. I love Kevin.
and they were doing the riffs, which
Right.
I remember at one point you were
Yep.
a part of.
Yep.
They did a show at the Strand.
Okay.
And,
I didn't know that. Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, who's all those guys, man. I love those guys. Very, very. And Kevin now, I think he's in some kind of
Country band.
country, and they're good.
Yeah, they're really.
And the funny thing is my son. Oh, I want to say hello to my son Vincent and Gianna. You're watching. Awesome kids. My world. Vincent goes to Henry Hudson in the Highlands,
Right.
and
they're both looking like you.
his favorite teacher
Absolutely.
and from Kevin's band is his teacher at Henry Hudson.
Really.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
so it's pretty cool
Great.
because he's like, your father wouldn't, you're Stabile, your father wouldn't be Joe. Oh yeah, that's my father. Oh, so
Oh,
now it's his favorite teacher. So
That's cool.
it's a small world, bro. It's very small world.
But yeah, Kevin, I actually went to high school with him as well, and his
Such a nice guy.
Sean as well.
Such a nice guy. I haven't seen Sean in forever. I know he got married.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what he's doing now. But anyway.
Anywho,
These two could talk all night long because
Oh, yeah,
I'm
me-
always
that-
amazed. He's like,
I love
"Oh,
you, bro.
Love you
You're
too,
you're a
It's
beautiful soul, dude.
encyclopedia."
You are.
yeah.
Because I literally I'll start talking to him or we'll watch something on TV and he'll pause and he'll say, I remember meeting this guy at this point in time, but that's when this manager was there. Try this one, but then that one blew through and then they ended up with a deal over here and I'm like, okay, can you just play?
Too many
What
stories.
happens when you've been?
He
Yeah.
knows everybody.
I grew up on music.
Yeah.
My father was a Giulio Gradi. He was a sax player for Tony Bennett,
wow.
Harry James, Gene Krupa. I met Liberace, Paul Anka, Rosemary Clooney. So I grew up, a lot of people say, like, where'd you get your diversity from? And I'll be like, I grew up on jazz, man. There was the White Baby Grand in the living
Right.
room. My father's sax, they had a powder room. He would rehearse in there. I mean, it was like, he was like the Eddie Van Halen of sax, you know what I mean? So God rest his soul. But I learned a lot from him. And then I grew up into Kiss, the Sex Pistols, and my sister
yeah.
got me into the
Never heard of
Ramones and
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac and all these bands. And
One of my teammates is Sid Vicious.
I love that
Oh,
name.
wow.
Sid just
That's-
blew out her ankle and she had the surgery. And she lucked out, went right into surgery and she's already on the mend and
Oh,
already
wow.
Nice.
can't wait to get back on skates again. But she said, got great taste with Sid Vicious because my grandson sleeps in the Sid Vicious bed in the house. We have the Joe Perry bed and we have the Sid Vicious.
Oh,
We have a studio in the
oh, okay.
So he sleeps in the Sid Vicious bed.
Oh,
So
cute.
yeah, we got a whole conversation about
we,
that.
but we won't teach them the story about Sid Vicious.
nah.
But I always admired him for some reason. The Sid and Nancy movie is one of my favorite movies. I always loved
Oh,
the
it's
Sex
entertaining.
Pistols. Always loved the Sex Pistols. Their management ripped them off so bad. It was
So now moving forward,
Oh.
are you trying to put together another original band?
as far as originals, I probably have a catalog of stuff that I learned from Bobby Blitz, a friend of mine, of course, from Overkill.
Right. I'll see Bobby.
Bring one of those little pocket recorders with you, whether you go to the mall or a store, a bar, or whatever, and humming it.
Right.
Because I used to think of stuff in my head and write 10 different songs. And by the time you get home, you might remember one melody that you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a slew of that. As far as the original stuff, I would love to record. Maybe I think I'm too old. I don't know, but I'm enjoying what I do now. But that's always open. Like I said, I've been talking with Neil, and Neil's got a lot of good stuff written. And maybe
Right.
there's nothing wrong with something ever recording because you never know. Everything in life, people think as you get older, life stops. It doesn't, man.
No,
It just
definitely not.
begins. It just begins because you never know who's going to be there. Like Fred from Doris Guy Choir, he gets a call. He's out touring with Ted Poley, man. He's
Right.
doing well, cruise ships and everything. God bless Fred if you watch him. Right on. So a lot of things start at an older age. Like I said, getting messages saying Fear Factory's looking for this or Obey Your Master is looking for this, that. These are opportunities I had when I was younger. And I was too nervous to take the opportunity,
Right.
And some of these bands you would watch were openers at like Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
You,
Wow.
and you're there with like Wasted, Johnny D, who's in Brittany Fox and Doro. I met a girl, second row at a AC/DC concert at the old Philly Spectrum during the For Those About the Rock tour.
Okay.
And she's snapping pictures, who are you? Nobody. And I got to be friends with her, Tammy Lang, and her husband. And she calls me. She's like, you're going to be getting a phone call. At that time, we had landlines, and I gave her my parents' phone. Be home on that night. And the phone rang. My mom says, somebody with an English accent's on the phone. And I grabbed the phone, and he's like, hello, mate. This is Pete Way from UFO, bass player, God rest his soul. I'm in a band called Wasted. We're putting together with Johnny D, and we'd like you to come out to Stroudsburg and audition. Tammy gave us your information. What I think I had a Pontiac Fiero. I got about 10.
I'm lucky I can't get a Fiero.
It was bad, man. I blew my clutch 10 miles.
It had to be red.
It was gold too.
I blew my clutch 10 miles out from that audition. Of course, there's no cell phone. There's no like on some interstate Bell telephone you can make a call.
Yeah.
And the car was stranded. My father paid money to have a wrecker come out and pull it back. And the next thing I know, this is no lie, I'm at Madison Square Garden with my buddy Glenn Hornado, old bass player from Destiny. Glenn, if you're watching. We're fifth row center. And there's an opening band. And I'm sitting there and he elbows me as hard as he can. He goes, "What? You mother. Look at that." And there's Johnny D's double bass and it says "Wasted" on it. And the whole time I'm watching like, could have been me. Granted, they had a phenomenal guitar player, but that's a true story. I could have had the bragging rights to say, "Hey man, at like 19, 20 years old, I played
Yeah,
Madison
exactly.
Square Garden." But there's stories you could tell, but I have no regrets.
Well,
I'm
one
still
night-
doing it.
One night we're gonna have to do this again, and we're just gonna have to do rock and roll war story
Absolutely.
Oh,
and get a
that's
couple
gonna be fun.
and get a couple guys together, and just
Oh yeah, I can make that happen.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
that would
Let's sit over
probably
there
be
with Kristen, yeah.
one of the best
I'll sit with you.
Yeah.
shows ever.
Oh yeah, I love this. If anybody could see this room, this is cool, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by all this
I'll tell you
and the
what,
hosts.
that Kiss.
Who did
Saw that.
that?
Who painted that?
I found that off a guy in East Brunswick.
Okay,
Very
I
cool.
paid $25 for that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say somebody lean it next to like their garbage because
That's
you'll get
awesome.
fines like.
Oh
That's
yeah,
gotta be worth something.
Yeah, it's great.
that just and it came just like it says, frame and all.
Just don't let Gene Simmons know because I heard anything he doesn't have, he wants.
Oh yeah, well that's
Ah. Let him know.
that's his shit,
Yeah,
You can upgrade the studio.
absolutely.
I'll take the money.
No, this is cool in here, man.
Take his money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we're out of time actually.
That went fast.
Yeah, and we do our weekly hour, and definitely a pleasure having us both on.
Yeah.
Champion.
Champion. 3 in the morning. He
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you for
Yes,
anybody
thank you
that's
for having
watching.
us.
And
March
this will be on
24th.
like
Dirty Jersey.
This will be
You can replay it.
running on Facebook,
whoever missed it.
Rumble,
Rumble.
Cool.
Mhm.
YouTube. Actually,
Okay.
as soon as we
Anybody wants to watch?
cut off, it actually saves to those platforms.
Beautiful.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank you for having us,
it's-
man. I
Yeah.
appreciate Krista.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
brother.
sweetheart. And congratulations on the grant.
Yes,
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You should put a couple gray streaks in your hair just for the hell of it.
That's not station.
Come on. Well, then again, she likes Morticia,
Okay, that's cool, man.
so
I do.
there might have been a silver streak in her hair at some point. No,
No, I think that's the other one you're thinking of, right?
I don't know.
The Frankenstein wife. She had the.
Oh, Lily
Right.
Munster, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Tr-
yeah.
Trista's
There
like
you
my
go.
long lost sister. We have like the same
Thank
hair.
Parent hair links. Let's get the ruler out.
Oh God,
Who's got the longest hair? Well, my
Thank you, guys.
my hair at its longest,
was.
maybe
Drum
About
roll,
here.
please. Okay.
But your water bill is probably a lot lower than ours, man.
Yeah,
I'm in
well,
the shower forever.
well, hair products, all that
Hair
kind of
pro-
shit too.
Yes.
Well, I have 2 daughters with long hair too that live with me.
I just always grew mine. I just never had time to go to the
Like
bar.
All
I
do,
just got the bill. The bill was like, your average bill is $157
Oh, my
more than most.
Shine it
Well,
up.
exactly.
Shine it up, little turtle wax.
Exactly,
Good to
bro.
go.
Got like a pony's mane.
Little rain extra.
Yeah.
Good for
Oh
a
my
couple-
God, her
This
daughter's hair
is
grows like.
Thick. Her hair's
Oh, it's so thick. Yeah. All the way down.
Yeah, I
It's all
can't.
the way down her back. Same way. Well, everybody, Dirty Jersey Roller Derby, March 24th at All Season Sports Academy. So if you can make it out there, we sell tickets at the door. Come see a good time.
And that's in South Plainfield.
And
In
it's
South
kid friendly.
Plainfield. It's
It's a
kid
good
friendly.
time,
and
trust
it's
me.
a double header.
It's
So
cool.
you're going to catch 2 games.
It's cool. Look out for the Paradise, the Eddie Money tribute.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Dirk, Brandon, Pete, Joe, John, Trista.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
everybody. Good night. God
Night.
bless. Next week we have recording artist Jesse Xavier on. He's signed by Sony.
Cool, man.
He's part of Doc Holliday's crew down there.
Can't beat that, bro.
Nah, not at all. So he'll be coming to us via Detroit. So
We really had a lot of fun, man. Thank you, brother.
had a great night as
Thank
well. Thank you again.
Thank you guys.
Yes. Now I'm gonna go get
Nice to
some
meet
Guinness and some steamers.
Yes.
Guinness Steamers, Blue Rock
At the-
Cafe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
the Rock. Yeah, we're going to the Rock now.
I haven't been there in years. I haven't been there since my 40th birthday.
Oh boy. What was that, yesterday?
Right? Yeah, I wish. Right after my party.
Right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And
Thank you.
we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
All right.
Rock.